Leadership puts you in the spotlight. It's a leadership delight for many, but it's also the leadership trap. Every decision you make is visible. Every word carries weight. And when things aren't going well, people naturally look for someone to blame. And leaders make great targets. Not because you've done something wrong, but simply because you're visible. You represent the system, its direction, its hope, and often the frustration. So when criticism, resistance, or disappointment comes your way, it can feel deeply personal. In this video, we'll explore why people and leaders take things personally, what happens when we take things personally, how conscious use of self can break the pattern, and several practical practices for conscious leadership. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Broom. Welcome to one of my leadership and self-mastery videos. People will tell you, don't take it personally. That's easy advice, but it's nearly impossible to follow when your credibility or integrity feels like it's under attack. But strong leaders don't ignore how they feel. They notice it and choose how to use it. That's the power of conscious use of self. So why do leaders take things personally? Most of us become leaders because we care. We care about our work, we care about our people, and we care about our visions. But that caring can make us vulnerable in three different ways. First, it's the ego's desire for validation. The ego loves approval. It wants to be seen as competent, respected, and right. So when someone challenges you, your ego doesn't hear data, it hears threat. They're not questioning the plan, they're questioning me. Two, identity and role can get confused. Many leaders unconsciously merge their identity with their role as leaders. When people challenge the role, it feels like they're rejecting the person. The higher you rise, the greater the expectations and the more personal it feels when something doesn't land quite right. Criticism can feel like exposure, as if your whole reputation is on the line. But consider, you have the role. You are not the role. The leader who remembers that stays free to learn instead of having to defend themselves. Next is cultural conditioning. Many of us were raised in systems that equate leadership with strength and vulnerability with weakness. So some leaders find themselves working to prove they're strong. They lead with control rather than curiosity and listening. All this is understandable. It's human. But if we're not aware of these automatic dynamics, they start leading us instead of us leading them. Here's what happens when we take things personally. First, our emotional system gets hijacked. You get defensive or shut down. You react instead of respond. You start interpreting everything through a filter of self-protection. And because teams are emotional systems too, your reactivity ripples through them, and your people start guarding themselves too. Trust will erode. Communication will shrink. Energy that could go toward problem solving gets stuck managing feelings. Your organization starts to mirror your ego instead of your fundamental leadership purpose. Conscious use of self can break that pattern. You don't have to become immune to taking things personally. You just need to become conscious when it happens. To do that, first, notice the signal to pay attention to yourself. That's that flash of tension in your chest, that inner voice saying, how dare they? I'm triggered, but I still have a choice. This awareness reopens the door to conscious choice. Next, choose to reconnect to your original leadership intentions. Ask yourself, what's my intention right now? To defend myself or to learn what's needed? Leadership influence comes from aligning with positive intentions, not your ego or your emotions. Third, lead through connection, not control. When you feel attacked, your instinct might be to assert authority or shut down dissent. But what builds credibility is curiosity. Tell me more about what's not working for you. Curiosity is strength. It signals confidence and creates safety. Fourth, separate data from story. The data is saying, they disagree with my plan. Your story, or your ego story, is saying, they don't respect me. Conscious leaders work with data, not with the stories their egos tell. Fifth, manage your ego. Don't try to eliminate it. It's not going anywhere. Besides, you need your ego. It helps you stand tall and lead well. But when your ego is protecting your image instead of serving your purpose, it becomes the problem. The conscious leader invites the ego to serve, not steer. Here are 4 practical practices for conscious leadership. 1. Reflective pause. Before reacting, take a breath and ask yourself, what's my intention right now? 2. Feedback reframing. Treat feedback as data about impact, not a judgment of your worth. 3. Have a support system. Have trusted peers or coaches who can help you check your interpretations. And 4. Do a daily self-check. Am I leading from ego or from my whole self today? These practices aren't about suppressing emotion. They're about transforming it into clarity, humility, and courage. In closing, here's the strength of center leadership. Taking things personally is human. It's what connects us to our teams. But making it personal, that limits our leadership. When we practice conscious use of self, we stop leading from our wounds and start leading from our wisdom. We respond from intention, not impulse. We stay grounded even in the storm. That's not detachment, that's mastery. And it's one of the rarest and most powerful qualities of a truly conscious leader. Thanks for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe. See you next time.